So last video we covered Ethan's video response to the content cop. His response was pretty good and he thoroughly destroyed all of Ian's main points, pointing out that despite Ian saying he was harassing Denims and Frogan and co, Ethan is the one who's getting CPS called on him, a fact that Ian omitted from his video, as well as the fact that he was sent human skulls, so it's worse than we thought. Since this video has come out though, we have gotten some even crazier developments. First of all, Ethan has finally said that he and Hasan can debate. He's no longer asking Hasan to watch the content nuke before they do it. I think mostly Ethan realized that it will never happen. Hasan is just simply too cowardly to react to any criticism. Hasan was in the chat for the H3 podcast today asking them to debate, to which Ethan said they would set something up. So hopefully the two of them actually debate and this doesn't get swept under the rug like what Hasan did when he was supposed to debate Too Mad. Who knows, by the time I upload this, they may have already debated and this segment will age poorly. But when they do debate, I will be covering that. With all that out of the way though, I think it's time for us to get to the main subject of today's video. So there's been a lot of buzz online about this topic, and it seems to be a very contentious point in the ongoing Ethan Klein versus Hasan conflict. Now, during the content cop, and in some photos Idubbbz has uploaded himself online to places such as Instagram, you may notice that a lot of props are being used in these photo shoots. And while a lot of these are just, silly things, the one thing that has everyone's interest though right now is the sword that you see them constantly pose with. I'll put up an image of Idubbbz posing with Frogan, Denims, and Sean the Black right now so it's clear what sword I'm talking about. Now at first glance, the sword doesn't really look like anything, it just looks like a regular sword after all. But a lot of people started to notice that the hilt of the sword seems to bear a strong resemblance to a very certain type of symbol. Obviously, people called it out that these guys are running around and saying Ethan Klein is a big anti-Semite and that Ethan Klein is a huge, disgusting piece of shit. All the while, they are posing with a sword that has a swastika on it. The thing with this sword though is that it's only ever really been a background thing for Hasan streams. Like, he's never really just pulled this sword out on live to show it off apart from like the one time he bought it and one other instance. So it's strange that this sword that has a swastika on it hasn't appeared on Hasan streams that much, apart from maybe being in the background, but now these guys are making a video on Ethan and suddenly the sword is this super cool thing that they just had to include in this photo shoot. Even angling the hilt a certain way so you can clearly see the symbol. I do want to address some of the defenses that people have had for the sword. A lot of people are saying that this isn't a Nazi swastika, but that it's the Buddhist swastika, and that's fair to say. The Nazis did take the swastika from the Buddhists after all. But that defense falls apart when you realize that when Hasan bought it, he called out that it had a swastika on it.
You know what? I want the normal, this one. The normal one without the... This one's sicker. Wait, that's a little sus.
So he sees this sword, says the hilt looks like a swastika and that it's sus, buys it anyway, and now it's very prominent in a controversy where he and his friends are maliciously lying about Ethan Klein. Kinda weird that it just randomly popped up. The other defense that a lot of people have is that this is a sword from an anime. Which is true, by the way. This sword, as Ethan pointed out, is used by a character in the anime Bleach. And if that was the reason why Hasan bought the sword, it would still be weird that they're using the sword in like photo ops right now, but it would at least make more sense why Hasan bought it. The crazy thing is though, is that Hasan knows nothing about Bleach. When Ethan brought the sword up initially on stream, his employees tried to find clips of him saying he watches the show. All they found, though, were clips from as recent as a few months ago where Hasan says he's never once watched Bleach. There's clips from even like days ago of him saying he doesn't watch Bleach, so that defense goes out the window. The funniest part is, though, is that now that a lot of people are calling this out, Hasan has actually resorted to lying about reading Bleach. Here's a clip of Hasan saying he's read the Bleach manga.
Sword, and that you don't even watch Bleach. First of all, I've read Bleach. And I didn't read the whole thing. I'm not like the biggest fan, self-admittedly. I never watched the anime, but I did get the sword at an anime convention on camera because it was fucking cool.
He even says here that he bought the sword at an anime convention. So now let's play a clip from that anime convention where Hasan doesn't even know the main character in Bleach's name.
Ichigo.
Ichigo?
Ichigo's Bankai.
From what?
Bleach.
Oh, it's fucking sick. Let's do it. Here.
What? Oh, hey, what the fuck? Hey, guys.
So, he doesn't watch Bleach. He calls the sword the swastika one, and it's front and center in a photo op shitting on a Jewish creator. I don't think it's crazy to say that this is a dog whistle. I do not think it's crazy to say that this sword was put here intentionally. And, I mean, can you blame me? These are the same people who celebrated October 7th. They're platforming a schizo-racist doxer and then justifying platforming said doxer by saying Ethan called them a mean word.
I'm obviously embarrassed by that clip of me talking about poop. I obviously don't want people to watch it. And you're streaming it for everybody to see. And it's embarrassing and it's mean-spirited. It's like, hey man, I'm sorry. You know what? You're right. It was mean-spirited that I showed people that clip. You're right. It was. But that's after you called me like a bitch fucking 20 times in like 7 minutes. You're right. I'm sorry for what I've done to you, but I didn't do it for no reason. I did it because of all this other stuff that you had done first.
I think it's absolutely fair to say that what they are doing with this sword is very intentional. The people who call everyone else dog whistlers are dog whistling. There wouldn't even be so much a problem with him buying the sword whether he watched Bleach or not. Let me get that clear. This sword isn't inherently a bad thing. Even if the hilt is a swastika, I think most people realize that this is supposed to be the Buddhist symbol. The problem is, though, is that Hasan, since he's had the sword, has only ever referred to it as the swastika one. And now it's front and center where these people shit on Ethan Klein. I mean, these guys did the obvious dog whistle before with that whole Sabra tier list. This shit isn't above them, and I think it's crazy to say it is. Now, apart from that, though, I do briefly want to talk about one more thing that's going on in the background of this whole drama, that being Creator Clash. Creator Clash 3 is happening in 2 months, and I gotta say, if you don't think the content cop will affect ticket sales negatively, then you're crazy. The uppermost part of the stadium was available, but now it's not shortly after the content cop came out. On top of this, apparently Jake Paul has a fight the same time as Creator Clash, which definitely doesn't help them. The worst of all is a clip that has resurfaced from 2022 where Anissa and Ian talk about Creator Clash on the H3 podcast, where they specifically say that their main goal is to get the people paid who are involved in making it happen.
Do you want to do it again?
One, yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
If it works out, then we can do that, and there could always be a charity aspect to it. But I think the main goal is just to get the people paid who are involved in making it happen, rather than like making exorbitant amounts of money.
Yeah, guys, our main goal isn't to donate to charity, but we gotta pay the people who made this happen. That's what really matters. Those kids with cancer, fuck them. We don't need them. What are they doing for the Palestinian people? We don't need those guys. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Don't donate to Creator Clash. If you want to donate to charity, just do it directly instead of sending it to these losers' paychecks. You can guarantee your money will go to actual kids with cancer instead of a red carpet event, so Hasan and Frogan can watch a boxing event that has 5 people. It's just kind of slimy, and I mean, these people leaned on the whole charity aspect a whole lot during last Creator Clash, so I'd really want to know what Ian's response to this clip would be if he saw it. Anyway, that's where I'm going to round the video off. If Hasan and Ethan debate, if they haven't already by the time this video goes up, then I'll cover that. But other than that, I don't think there's any other content that can be made on these guys. It's pretty clear that Idubbbz is on a downward spiral and it gets better with every passing day. I think the sword is a dog whistle, and I think Creator Clash 3 is going to absolutely fucking tank. Anyway, that's where I'm going to wrap up the video. I don't know, join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe, I guess, or you too could be a part of a blatant dog whistle. Anyway, I don't know. Later.